yesterday my video went out at R3, and I want to say how much that annoys me. It was uploaded on time, and then it took over 90 minutes for YouTube to process it. And somehow they introduced an error on their end. The start of the video begins playing again right at the end. It's weird. That is not on the video I exported. I checked. That seems to be a glitch on YouTube's side. Anyway, Thor 281. This is written by Mark Griswold. He did a few Thor fill-ins early in his career. This two-parter, and then a few more about 20 issues later, as well as that annual where they introduce the god who lives in the sun, which I will definitely, absolutely review one day, I swear. And this one, it is a bit of admin. It is a two-part story with the objective to remove some of the sillier and more over-the-top powers that Thor's magic armor had in the 60s. Chiefly, its time travel and time warping abilities. Nowadays, this story is probably best known for how it is retconned entirely by Kurt Busiek and left as a story that doesn't matter or make any sense. I harp on Kurt Busiek a lot, and I think I need to explain that the reason I focus so heavily on him is because he is one who is usually exempt from valid criticism. Everyone heralds him as the greatest Avengers writer ever, when he isn't. But the reason he is shielded from criticism is because he has spent 20 years going on forums and comment sections on blogs and getting people banned or having the conversation shut down for daring to suggest that him writing a story where Miss Marbles has to learn to not only forgive but love a rapist, for daring to suggest that that is skeevy. The other thing with Kurt Busiek is 90% of his work is just retcons. He can only tell a story by dismantling others. Maybe even the only way he has any chance as a real writer is by removing other stories as competition. He is a terrible writer, and these two issues are forever ruined by him and his ego. That is it for the Kurt Busiek bitchin'. I will get onto the stuff he retconned in part 2, but I'll treat the rest of this issue the same way I read it, and the same way I recommend you approach every comic, as if Kurt Busiek doesn't exist and his retcons never happened ever. This story didn't even need retconning. That's the annoying thing. Like a lot of what he retcons, they are truly pointless retcons that only serve his story and destroy others. It's Space Pants Man. This story revolves around him, so you can say where the Kurt Busiek thing comes into it. If you missed it, it was a few years ago now. Go and watch my review of Avengers Forever 8. For he has been summoned to the timeless land of Limbo because Space Pants Man needs his help, but it's Space Pants Man, so nothing is as simple as that. We have a recap of Space Pants Man's backstory, his true backstory before retcons. He was just a shape-shifty alien who had a bit of a unique gimmick where the person that he was mimicking would be transported to a void while he impersonated them. And it's here that we learn that Space Pants Man comes from a planet of Space Pants Men, and we first make the connection between him and Kronos and the void which his victims are trapped in, being within Limbo. A lot of classic Marky Mark stuff going on here. Some clever connections being made, and none of it is demolishing or ruining the original stories with Space Pants Man. Coming up, I think we have some... Yeah, this isn't the best page for it. Rewind to when I showed the opening splash page. I want to point out that the artist is really good. This is Neil Pollard, really underrated guy. I think I remember someone said in the comments once that he was a bit safe and generic. Neil Pollard has nearly always had the unfortunate pleasure of following great artists. And if you're wondering, I'm calling him Neil Pollard because when I was 7, the neighbour who lived at number 16 on my street, he was called Neil Pollard. Sometimes you didn't stand a chance of understanding my names for things. I think one of the reasons he never got the credit he deserved was because most his career was just taking over art shows from other people. Thor, Fantastic Force, Spider-Man. He never had his own series. He never had his own book. Nothing launched with Neil Pollard as the regular artist. I think of, imagine if Marky Mark's 12-issue Justice League series from the 80s had Neil Pollard on art for every issue. That was the sort of thing that was lacking, really. He was always just the competent fill-in artist or the adequate replacement. And he is better than that sounds. He co-created Black Cat, for God's sake. He should be royalty. Thor and Space Pants Man, they go to Space Pants Man's planet, which is on the verge of destruction. Space Pants Man's race of Space Pants Men, they have abused time travel too much. So now their planet, it has started to fade into the void. It is being consumed by Limbo. And Not even hostess cupcakes can save them. But what maybe can is the abilities of Thor's magic armor. And all this has been Space Pantsman leading Thor into a trap to exploit his magic armor. Thor, he is trapped between time and a hard place. Between a clock and a hard place, that's better. To be continued. This is not anything I would say you need to rush and check out, but you are in capable hands for a two-part filling story here. In conclusion, Neil Pollard, he deserved better. Marky Mark does enjoyable stuff, even when it is as transparent an attempt to fix stuff as this is. Kurt Busiek, he does the exact opposite. There is some good expansion on Marvel mythology here. I'll give this 7 retcons up.